Well, Micky, thanks for your time as always. In a league where every point you really have to fight for it, I get the impression that Tuesday, given Saturday's result and performance, was a hard-earned point for you.
Yeah, it was, and as we keep saying, we're a developing young team or lads with not a lot of experience. So coming up against teams like sort of Stockport, who, and I mean this with the greatest respect, are because I like Dave Challoner and Clinton. They're really good guys and have recruited really, really well there. But that's a really expensively recruited team. So coming away from it, you look at it and you go, well, I was going against that because it's a bit of a benchmark against the clubs who are paying a lot of money for the players, and we absolutely stood up to it. When in a lot of places we're better. So we're definitely moving in the right direction. Definitely wanted to win the game. Had the best chances in the game. But all the signs are positive because obviously for the reasons that I give. And I mean that with the greatest respect. I'm not looking for it. It's just something that we look at and we think, well, if people are paying the kind of fees and wages for players and we're competing with them and looking the way that we looked at our young players and their experienced players like the Elliots and people like that, we're moving in the right direction. But like I say again, we wanted to win the game. We want to win every game. But we've got to look after it. We can do no more, but look over the game and see where we were up to, and that's where we feel what we're doing. So we're moving definitely forward.
And it's 9 clean sheets now in the league, 13 conceded, which is fewer than a goal per game. You're ensuring that if you don't win the game, you're at least making teams work very hard for the points they can get off you.
Definitely. But before anybody says that we set up to do that, we don't. It's the way that football works. You're trying to score a goal, you set up the safety. And when you're trying to concede a goal, you try and work hard on the counter-attacks. We try to score goals all the time. But certainly, defensively, we look very solid. Players with the right attitude, good goalkeeper, dealing with set plays as well. So important part of the game if you're going to give yourself a good chance of winning games. So again, another decent sign for us.
And it's the flip side to that. The 18 goals you've scored this year, if you look at the top 7, they're sort of in the 20s. Is it too simple to say if you can add a few more goals at the top end of the pitch, think you've got a team that is genuinely challenging for the top 7 or even better?
I think we'd have to say that we want to score more goals, but that's got to come from all over the team and from all different ways of scoring goals. So counter-attacks and set plays and all that kind of stuff and individual stuff, crosses. We want to score more goals. We need to keep working hard on ways of scoring goals. We'll continue to do that. But as we say all the time, we're trying to improve all the time. We're trying to get better all the time. And we will be the first to admit if there's a part of our game that we need to get better at. And that'll be a part that we need to do more of is score more goals and back that up with clean sheets, quite rightly, like you say. We'll pick up a lot of points.
FA Cup then. How much importance does the club place on the FA Cup on a financial basis?
Huge. It's an opportunity for us financially to try and bring money into the club. That's for sure. So yeah, you would say yeah, we'll absolutely go for it, and hopefully get the rewards that can come your way if you do well in it. So yeah, we're going to attack it and hopefully that will come our way.
And having played Carlisle only a week before, does that have much effect, do you think, on this weekend's game?
I think you would have to say that we're going to know each other a lot better than what we would do on an awful lot of other teams. So we'll know each other better. We're obviously disappointed with the performance that we had against them a week or 2 ago. So we'll be looking to improve on that. But we know, as you say, it's very raw and still very close to when we played them. So yeah, we'll look forward to it and obviously, as you just said there, for the size of the prize, it should make for a really good afternoon.
So what's your view as a manager on experimenting in these sort of games? Can you go down that road in terms of team selection, tactics, or is it very much up there with a must win?
I think you talking about Tranmere in general or football in general?
Tranmere, I suppose.
Well, Tranmere, I think we've got to try and win every game. We must try and win every game that we take part in. Of course, sometimes absolutely the league takes preference. So some cup competitions that we enter, if they're at the wrong time and an important spell in the league would take preference. So, but no, FA Cup's Saturday, no game after this weekend during the week. So no reason for us to not go all out and try and, like we just spoke about, gain that prize of bringing some extra money into the club, and also the opportunity for everybody who's in at this round to get closer to trying to get a big tie and make a little bit of history for ourselves.
And you went 3 at the back the other night. So is that a formation you see going forward for the foreseeable future, or is it something that you've got the ability to change to as and when the game requires?
I think it's the ability to be able to change. I always like doing that. I think without being irresponsible, I think if we think it's the best way to go to give us an opportunity, either that be getting certain players into certain areas or certain players against certain players at certain times, or we have to deal with maybe threats of other teams and we think we're going to get somebody to play against them, we would change it to that. But we've got good players here, sort of flexible. We've been able to do that during games, go from one to the other. So on Tuesday night, we just felt that was the best way for us to go to try and get a result. We've got some good chances, but weren't able to gain that victory. But like you said, got a clean sheet and another point.
Injury-wise, treatment room looking okay?
We're okay. Tom again got another good training session in. Lewis got another good training session in. Charlie's running again, but he's still some way away. But it's nice to see him making progress today out on the grass. And Bongo's still in the gym. He'll be there for a wee while yet. Robinson's still in there, so the long-term ones. But in terms of short-term little knocks and bruises, we should be okay.